What's going on, y'all? We're back with the UFC 314 main event breakdown. Alexander Volkanovski versus Diego Lopez. Can Volkanovski beat the young, hungry prospect in Diego Lopez and reclaim the 145-pound title? Or will Diego add an absolute legend, the featherweight GOAT, to his resume and become the new featherweight champion? That's why I'm here. I'm about to break this fight down, tell you exactly how Volkanovski can win this fight, exactly how Diego Lopez can win this fight, and my prediction for this fight as well. So let's go ahead and get into it. Move myself over here so y'all can see a little bit better. Alexander Volkanovski versus Diego Lopez, the main event of UFC 314, guys. I'm hyped for this. I'm just going to go ahead and tell you straight up right now, I think Volkanovski is going to win this fight. I think he's going to remind a lot of people, remind a lot of doubters who this man is. This man is Alexander the Great. So how exactly is Volkanovski going to reclaim his title, reclaim the throne on top of the featherweight division? I'm going to tell you right now. Alexander Volkanovski is going to wrestle. Yep, you might be thinking, why would Alexander Volkanovski wrestle a BJJ black belt like Diego Lopez? I'm going to tell you, bro. Alexander Volkanovski is a better grappler than Diego Lopez. He might not have the submission game that Diego Lopez has. Alexander Volkanovski is not afraid to go to the ground with Diego Lopez. He's already been in there with Brian Ortega, Islam. He's not afraid, bro. He's been on the ground with Islam. Islam has had his back. This man did not get submitted. I think this is the best path to victory for Volkanovski. Could he go out there, piece up Diego Lopez 4 or 5 rounds? He could. I just think there is no reason to do that. Alexander Volkanovski is the better striker. I think Alexander Volkanovski is the better striker, grappler. He has better cardio. In my opinion, he's better everywhere except for the chin. And then obviously Diego Lopez would have the power advantage. So if I'm the coach of Alexander Volkanovski, I'm telling him go out there, shoot a takedown within the first 2 minutes of the fight. Don't even test the old chin. The chin's been cracked 2 fights in a row. We don't know how it's going to be. It's not the same as it was. It's probably not the same as it was. Alexander Volkanovski's not getting any younger. He's going to go out there. He's going to want to, fall in love with the striking like he does. But I think you go out there, get a takedown early, rack up some control time, land some ground and pound on Diego Lopez. He's going to be throwing up triangles. He's going to be trying to get you out of there as early as he can. Beat him up on the ground, control him for the first round. Let him gas out. Volkanovski's cardio is much, much better than Diego Lopez. Diego Lopez's goal is to get Volkanovski out of there as fast as possible. How do you limit Lopez's chance of putting you away? Is you go to the ground with him. Like I said, Diego Lopez is great. He's a master on the ground. But I feel a lot more confident with Volkanovski on top of Diego Lopez than I do Volkanovski just trading with Diego Lopez. He's not going to be afraid. This man was not afraid to shoot a takedown on Islam. He's not going to be afraid. Diego Lopez is not going to pull a guillotine on him. First of all, we've seen Volkanovski in a deep guillotine. This man has no neck. He's practically unchokeable. And Volkanovski's going to rack up control time. He's going to land some nasty ground and pound. Volkanovski's ground and pound is very underrated. Is Alexander Volkanovski going to get Diego Lopez out of there in round 1? No, it's not very likely at all. I mean, he could. I would not be mad if this man did. Hey, you can't doubt Volk. You can never doubt the man Volkanovski. But again, very, very unlikely. If anybody's going out in round 1, it's going to be Volk. I'm not going to lie. But also, are we going to see Volkanovski take down Diego Lopez and put him in a submission? Probably not. I think Volkanovski's game plan should be to wear out this man Diego Lopez, rack up some control time, go ahead and win the first 2 rounds on the ground. We've seen Diego Lopez gas out in multiple fights now. He did against Dan Ige, which I get the circumstances were a little bit different. He slowed down in the Ortega fight. Volkanovski's proven he can go 5 rounds. This man has one of the best gas tanks in all of the UFC. So Volkanovski should go out there. He should shoot a takedown early. I believe he's going to take down Diego Lopez. Diego Lopez is huge for the division. Very big featherweight. I think Volkanovski's stronger, and I'm not even glazing. Volkanovski is going to be able to get Diego Lopez to the ground. Whether Diego Lopez stuffs a takedown or 2, Volk should stay committed to it. He's going to get the takedown. He's going to beat him up a little bit on the ground. Rack up control time. Boom. Volkanovski's already up 2 rounds to none. So this is where Volkanovski takes the fight to Diego Lopez. If he wants to, go ahead and shoot another takedown in round number 3. Go ahead and rack up some more control time, more ground and pound. Could even land a TKO, a ground and pound strike stoppage there in round number 3. Volkanovski has now opened up massive opportunities on the feet. He can land his 1-2. He can be popping at range because Diego doesn't want to get put on his back again for 5 more minutes. Diego Lopez has the reach advantage, yes, barely. Volkanovski's, he's too quick for him. He's still going to have the speed, I believe. He's going to be popping him with the jab, landing the right hand, landing some leg kicks. Diego Lopez is not going to have that same wild man's burst like he would in round number 1 or round number 2. So I think whenever he's ready, Volkanovski is going to start piecing this man up on the feet if he wants to. Or he could go back for another takedown. This is all I'm trying to say, guys. If the fight makes it out of the first 2 rounds, Diego Lopez is not winning this fight. Volkanovski's going to take over. He gets better as the fight goes on. Diego Lopez drastically declines as the fight continues. And if Alexander Volkanovski goes up 3 rounds to none, it's smooth sailing from there. He can continue to shoot takedowns. He can still pop the jab. He's still going to be the fresher fighter, whether he's the one doing the wrestling or if he's in a striking battle with Diego Lopez, which I don't advise Volkanovski. I know you're watching this. I know you love my channel. You love tuning in to Casual Take MMA. Don't strike with Diego for 5 rounds, bro. Mix in the grappling early. But that's basically my point, guys. The longer the fight goes on, the more it favors Alexander Volkanovski. Alexander Volkanovski is the better fighter. I believe that he should win this fight. We just don't know how the chin's going to look. And instead of even finding out, let's not test it at all. Let's take this fight to the ground as early as we can. So that's how I think Alexander Volkanovski is going to win this fight. He's going to have to mix in the takedowns early and take this fight to the championship rounds. All right, let's move on to the other side. How can Diego Lopez become the new featherweight champion? He's got to get Volk out of there early. If I'm Diego Lopez, I'm not changing my style at all. I don't want to be more patient because it's a 5-round fight. I think that favors Volkanovski if you do so. I think Diego Lopez should go out there with his wild, crazy style. Try to find that chin as early as you can, bro. I'm telling you. What you've been doing in the UFC has worked so far, right? Don't change it up because you're fighting Alexander Volkanovski. Now, if this was Volkanovski 2 years ago, I might have a different game plan if I'm Diego Lopez, but we've seen this man get his chin cracked 2 straight fights, right? I'm trying to touch it as soon as I can. So the bell's going to ring. Diego's going to go into his stance. He's going to be touching his Adam's apple, whatever that tick is, bro. I'm blitzing early, bro. I know Volkanovski. If I'm Diego, I'm thinking Volkanovski's probably going to shoot. He's probably going to shoot in round 1. I don't want him to fall in love with the striking if I'm Volkanovski's team. I'm expecting Volkanovski to shoot, so I'm going in there. I'm blitzing a little bit, letting my hands go. I'm trying to crack him, bro. I'm trying to crack this man early. Again, I think Volkanovski is going to be the faster fighter on the feet. If I'm Diego, you know, maybe they're thinking about a takedown. I personally wouldn't. I know he's been training his wrestling with Oklahoma State. I wouldn't even try it, bro. I'm not even thinking about shooting a takedown if I'm Diego Lopez. I'm going to say it again. I'm trying to find that chin as early as possible. Diego Lopez has crazy power for the division. We've seen what he's done to Sadiq Youssef. We've seen what he's done. He knocked out Brian Ortega and basically woke him back up with a left hook. Brian Ortega does not get chinned very easily. He doesn't get chinned at all. All right, so if I'm Diego Lopez, if Volkanovski tries to wrestle round 1, let's say he gets Diego Lopez down in the first round. I'm scrambling. I'm probably trying to throw up a couple submissions. If I realize it's not there, I'm trying to get back to my feet. You know, if you have to, bro, just ride it out the first round. You can take a L for round number 1, maybe on control time. I'm okay with that if I'm Diego. I'm okay with that because round 2, it's going to start on the feet. So if Volkanovski makes it out of round 1, let's say he wrestles Diego Lopez. If I'm Diego Lopez's corner, we lost round 1, we're all good. We're going to come out round 2 even more aggressive, trying to find that chin once again because Diego Lopez is probably already fatiguing a little bit. I'm not trying to hate on this man's cardio too much. It's not terrible, but it definitely declines in his fights. Diego Lopez should be attacking the lead leg of Volkanovski. Volkanovski's lead leg is very active. He has some trouble with it in the Topuria fight, which I know Topuria is a very different striker than Diego Lopez, a lot more skilled on the feet than Diego Lopez. I don't think Diego Lopez is a good striker. He's a decent striker. He's just a wild man style, and it works for him. It works for him. I'm not hating on that at all. Diego Lopez just has to be that wild man. He has to be that wild man if he wants to win this fight. That's really my path to victory for Diego Lopez. Like I'm saying over and over and over, be that wild man. Go out there, try to find the chin. I'm not trying to point fight with this man. I'm not trying to be patient, you know, strike for a strike with Volkanovski. Although you have the power advantage, I would say Volkanovski has a speed advantage, the skill advantage. I think he's a better striker overall. And I think that's exactly what Lopez is going to do. I'm sure he's going to be, you know, pedal to the metal first 10 minutes of the fight if it makes it that far. And if it does make it that far, if he's getting controlled on the ground, Diego Lopez is going to be doing everything in his power, throwing up submissions, throwing up triangles, arm bars, all that stuff. I just believe in Volkanovski's grappling enough to not get submitted in this fight. So the key to win this fight for Volkanovski, in my opinion, is to grapple early and often and try to get this fight into the championship rounds. And then the path to victory, if I'm Diego Lopez, is just be yourself. Be and fight the way that got you here. Be that wild, crazy man and try to find that chin of Volkanovski early and often as well. So for my official prediction for this fight, guys, if we were to compare them striking, I would give the advantage to Volkanovski. Wrestling, we'll just say grappling in general, I would still give the advantage to Volkanovski. Although Diego has the submissions, cardio, I would give the edge to Volkanovski. IQ, I would give the edge to Volkanovski. I think Volkanovski should absolutely win this fight. The only question in my eyes is, can his chin take a punch from Diego Lopez? I don't think Volkanovski is going to even attempt it. I think this man has great game planning. I trust in his coaching. We saw it even when he fought Yair. He wasn't just going to sit there and trade with Yair. He took the fight to Yair, mixed in the takedowns, and opened up his striking on the feet to eventually put him away. I'm telling y'all right now, Alexander Volkanovski is going to become a 2-time featherweight champion. I think Alexander Volkanovski is going to find a finish in this fight. Maybe drop him on the feet, maybe just by ground and pound. But I'm going to go with Alexander Volkanovski, round 4 TKO. Diego Lopez is a great fighter, one of my favorite fighters. I love both of these guys. I just don't think he's a better fighter than Volkanovski. Obviously, we'll have to see what happens. Obviously, he can win this fight. But I'm trusting Volkanovski. I'm trusting his team. I'm trusting his IQ. And I'm trusting the experience. So I'm rocking with Volkanovski by TKO in this fight. Y'all let me know in the comments what you think. Let me know your prediction for this fight. Be sure to click the like button, hit that subscribe button, and we out.